Action.
Thank you! So, once again, for our sponsors, we love you. Absolutely amazing. They made the crazy food, the treats, the snacks, the food truck possible, the booze. Truly, truly phenomenal. Our resource sponsors didn't give us cash. What they did is they worked with us to construct these challenges. So Harris Corporation and Planet worked with us to find the scenario about the lost ship. And we spent many hours digging through the data to find the right kind of scenario. And we had folks from Planet here with us. Also, NVIDIA came out as part of the partnership to try to give us some computational power. Also phenomenal. And some of the other companies that provided access to resources online. Very, very, very good. I also really need to thank the judges, because the judges weren't just judging the competition, they helped define the challenges. So these weren't just something Cam pulled out of a hat. These represent real areas of interest, real patterns of interest. It's not just about the ship being lost. It's about how do you take different kinds of data, weave different analytics together when you have uncertainty and you've got to look in front of somebody and say, yes, we can do this mission. And usually for the special operations community, that person they're looking at is the president. So that's really big. These other ones didn't seem as, life or death, right? Let's go find the master maven. But it's still really critical. As we work to find the best resources for the special operations community, we've got to find the best people, the smartest people, stick them in the room with a whole bunch of other smart people, and then pray that they come up with something better than we already have. The last challenge, close and dear to my heart, a lot of interesting stuff going on with that. 9 teams, amazing, 9 teams going after that. The Gray Pill, which I did name, by the way. All good and amazing things. The judges, up until very recently, have been working really, really hard. What I do have to say before we kick it off is the winners need to see Paige. Paige is walking right here, back in what we call where are we having them meet you?
The HSR.
The HSR. Okay, a hot swap room. So that's the first room as you enter SOFWERX to your right. She's going to give you the checks for those who are local. For those who are remote, you're going to get me on Slack and we're going to coordinate the delivery of those checks there. Now the reason the winning teams have to go see Paige is I can't write a check to your team name, no matter how cool it is. All right, are we ready for the first challenge?
Yes.
This is Bounty Hunter, correct?
Yes.
All right.
Number 1 winner.
No,
First.
no,
Three.
Three.
Number 3. Okay, there you go.
Do you Barbie here?
All right. No peeking. No peeking.
Yeah, I'm Harvey.
Yeah. All right. So in third.
That's new. No peeking.
Waldo. Yes. Where is Waldo? I don't think Waldo's local with us. I don't think so. Where is Waldo? So Waldo, we have your good love. All right. All right. I guess we already know who number 2 is.
Surprise.
Yeah. Virtualytics.
And number 2?
There you go.
Yeah.
This is your brain on Hackathon.
Give him help, Cam.
So wait a minute, which one's first?
5,000.
Virtualytics. Is Virtualytics here?
Virtualytics.
Virtualytics.
Are any of them here?
There was Waldo. All right. Now, for the grand prize winner, yeah, they get money, but they don't just get money. They get a special limited edition. Now, Carrie, tell them what they want.
It's from an A10 Warthog, and it is a awesome machinery. You should definitely look at the plane and watch it shoot. And it's certified as well. And then they engraved it for us just for this hackathon and the winners and the grand prize.
Wow, nice.
Virtual. And we'll be shipping it wherever they happen to be. So that's good. All right. Let's see if we can do this again without accidentally.
Only hand them one check at a time. Process improvement.
We don't have those checks for the second challenge.
Yeah.
We're sure no one was here on this. None of those
Yep.
are.
Hold on, she's got it right there.
You gotta write them.
All right. So we gotta wait. So we have to wait. So I want to tell you about bounty hunters. Very, very difficult. Very difficult on purpose. And we were really sneaky on one part, and we were helpful on another. Basically, what we did for that challenge is Planet only had one snapshot, essentially, of an area off of South Korea. And so we found a ship that was in that snapshot. Now, here's where it gets hard. There was another ship right ahead of it in the same image going the same direction. And so when you got the picture, you had to pick which of those two ships was the ship in question, just from that limited AIS data. Now, we made it a little bit easier because as you did your predicted path of where the ship was going, you would not actually be able to pull imagery back until you got into a larger swath. So we helped nick it down for people. What we saw was very interesting, not just in, the analytical approaches, but the actual tools, the open source tools people used. We saw a lot of different things. We saw IPython notebooks. We saw convolutional neural networks. This was really exciting because some of our judges weren't aware of the diversity of tools for data processing, data analytics, and even the data visualization. And that's really what this is about, is helping SOCOM learn about the vast array of tools. And that was really phenomenal. Now, on the Master Maven Challenge, also very difficult, listening to the judges discuss, talk back and forth, because remember, 3 different ways that you were judged on the criteria. Your conceptual approach, the work you actually did, and then, of course, the presentation. So that was highly, highly interesting. All right, how am I going to do this time?
Only hand them one.
Yeah. What's the amount?
I don't think you can.
Shut your eyes. This is for fun. All right. Okay.
Oh no. Oh no. There we go. It's number first.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, better.
My biggest fan, right here. All right. In third place is Expert Fine. Expert Fine. Get up here! All right. 1, 2, 3. All right.
Wow.
We take this. No, you don't.
You get the real money.
Yeah, you get the real money. All right. I'm starting to see a trend because Virtualytics, number 2, the second got second place. So congratulations. Now I have to admit something, in the rush and the mix for everything, we invited anybody worldwide to participate in the hackathon. The unfortunate problem is we didn't keep track of actually where people were coming from. So these could be Martians for all I know. We don't know. But they did good work. They put their code in GitHub, and that's the spirit of the competition. Oh, I don't know. All right.
They were part of the ransomware.
So I have to say that I was not part of this judging, so I'm not a judge, right? I wander around, I give advice, technical stuff. I try not to influence the judging as much as possible. I was not in this judging session for very long. I looked at some of the videos, talked to some of the people, but I saw this team work. And one of the most interesting things was the dynamic of the people who were technically inclined on the team and the people who weren't technical at all but still wanted to contribute. They still wanted to help. Yeah, thank you. Good. Thank you. So I would like to say dataless.
Another one with Matthew Wade. He's actually cleaning in the other room.
Somebody go get him.
Somebody get him.
He's the one with the other stick.
Matt, yeah, he's cleaning. Yeah.
Oh, that's wow.
Wow.
Yeah, 5 grand.
Hey Cam, can you
I can
hold
stay
the
smiling
thing
now.
too? Here he comes. Here he comes.
It's gonna be on here for a couple of days.
All right, right here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There you go.
All right.
I guess this goes to me.
Oh, you can get those?
No, we don't get
Now, we got the prediction wrong. We really thought, because satellite imagery, cool, ships, cool. We thought the bulk of the teams would be rushing for challenge number 1, maybe from sex appeal. I don't know. We really thought there'd be a lot of people there. We knew it was hard. What I didn't expect is this crazy, weird idea about exploring gray networks and looking at these different non-traditional things would draw so much attention. I think if I remember, we had 9 teams. 17 teams. And I did walk into nearly a knockdown, drag-out fight among the judges for this. It was tough. It was very tough. But really exciting to see some of the stuff. And I remember walking around talking to some of the teams, and they're like, yeah, look at what we found here. This is amazing. We had no idea this stuff existed. Which, of course, was the whole point of the challenge. Surface the stuff, right? Go to explore it. So very, very excited to see what happened. I have no idea. Actually, I haven't even looked at the winner list. So this is going to be... Yeah. Did anybody learn something fundamentally new?
Yes,
What'd you learn? What'd you learn?
I learned about some of the gray web stuff that I didn't know, how it worked in ways that I didn't know it went that far.
How far down does the rabbit hole go? Right?
3, 2, 1.
I'll figure it out.
No, no.
Who else learned something new? Who else learned something new? Powerful checks? Yeah. Mike, what'd you learn?
I finally got to play with NetCDF files, which are global climate model output and a lot of technology.
Insanely dense, aren't
Integrated. Yeah. So, and then put it all together with little animation programs.
Great.
When people upload images, they don't remove exit data like they should.
The exit data is the metadata that goes in your photo that can reveal time and location and everything else. Yeah, common problem. Who else? Anybody else? I know this is going to sound kind of like a tent revival, and I'm not really trying to waste time. I'm curious. What?
That I still can stay up for 24
Yeah.
hours.
She has a tweet of the day. Like hooch.
Yeah. Yeah. Tim, there is a book in the ECR on the table, written by Mr. Lander. Would you go get that for me? All right. All right. Anybody else? That's it?
I learned how to remove the clouds from the sky.
Awesome. Right? Great. Great. And that was an essential part, right?
There's a bounty hunter to limit the amount of time you're going to needlessly process an image. Rule out the clouds first.
Huge.
I can say ammo cans.
I'm sorry?
Can I get an ammo can?
Can you get an ammo can? Yes. It's called Amazon.com. Yes. Somebody else.
Do you want this up there?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
It took all night to scrape the data, which we did not realize until the deep web. So this was the first time we did mining in the deep web. So until we did that, we did not realize it just
So that's it. People scraped data before, people might have surfed the deep web, but then actually scraping it and doing that is interesting, new stuff. I promised an honorary mention, so we actually have Jared Lander in the house.
Ours for everyone.
There he goes. Jared is a rock star in the New York data science community. He's actually written a book. There he is. Yeah. Come on up here. Come on up here. Notice his shirt. Tell us about the shirt.
So one day a bunch of people were sort of sitting around at a computer, and some VC walks up behind them and sees them working on data and says, "Oh, is this the New York City data mafia?" And so they designed this shirt, and it has said off grep and R on the crux up here. Yeah. And it only rips off one intellectual property that I know of.
And so I want these three individuals to stand up right here, please. Tell us your team name.
Data Science World Hack.
Data Science World Hack. Now, when we were looking at the code that they did, what was really interesting is you can tell when people are starting to first use a tool or get into it, there's a little bit of tentative nature, there's a little bit of whatever. What we were really impressed was how bold they were in taking the challenge, finding tools, and trying to bring it to it. And so what we wanted to do was honor them with Jared's book for showing up and doing an amazing amount of good work with this crazy tool, which honestly we should have had you give a tutorial to. So
Next time we'll do it.
what I'd like to do is make sure that he inscribes the book for you guys. You have to share it. You guys come on in. Now, I have to say another thing. I met Chino. He was walking. He was coming in on the street, and I noticed him first because he had this bag, and he had this massive integrated monitor computer. And I'm like, this guy's serious about Hackathon. And they proceeded to set up and just do great work, and we're very delighted. So we're glad to have him here. All right, enough. I know what you're saying. Enough procrastination. Enough procrastination. Team Smurf. And again, I think Team Smurf isn't here. They're in DC? Awesome. So congratulations, Team Smurf. All right.
Change their name just for you.
50 Shades. This has got to be proof that sleeping on the SOFWERX floor is the winning.
Age and treachery will outdo you.
Hackerspace.
Yeah.
Really? These guys got no. No. Just kidding. I would like to say that the grand prize goes to 19.
No way.
84.
That's awesome. Okay. All right then. Just own it. Own it. Don't act surprised. Yeah. I will. All right. Who's gonna hold this? I'm just gonna hold that. Careful, it's loaded. Hold it up high. Victory! Victory! Hold it up high.
Happy Mother's Day!
Daughter right here.
I want to take the big check.
You want to say that? All right. We are not done. We're done with awarding the prizes. We certainly have plenty of drinks and snacks. But what we're really not done with is asking your help for feedback of how to make these events better, how to bring more people.
Daytime.
Sorry?
In the daytime.
In the daytime. All right, so we have a vote for daytime. I won't solicit it all now, but I will be on Slack. We'll be sending follow-up notes and thank yous. Again, we couldn't do it without you. So thank you very much for showing up, for participating, for meeting everybody, making a community, running with crazy open source stuff. And I hope you have a phenomenal evening. And yes, happy Mother's Day.
Follow us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. We're on there. So
Oh my goodness, we are.
We're all
It's like
there.
you're coming out for us. We exist. All right. Sir.
You probably said this, or everybody probably already knows, but are all the presentations?
All on YouTube. Yeah, if you go search for SOFWERX, we have a playlist for each challenge after their name, and you can see all the videos that are there. All right. All right.
Great job.
Thank you.